my friends, welcome back, and tonight we continue the story of Jack the Pumpkin King. When we left off, we were just talking about Jacob Myers. Let's continue, shall we? He stopped and made small talk with a table full of co-workers. A few were with him the night before, and they were giving him a hard time about being late. He made some big laughs and headed into the men's room. He tried to open the door, and he was jammed on something. He pushed a little harder, and finally it gave way. He stepped in and was startled by the large homeless-looking man on the floor. Blood seeped from his head and disappeared into the drain in the center of the room. A large smear showed the path of Jacob forcing the door open. Jacob's chicken dinner and liquor came up with no warning. He threw up on the man. He made a grunt and covered his mouth, and then stepped over the man into the toilet stall. Yeah, he emptied everything in his stomach from the night before. While he loved them, he wiped his mouth and took him to go help the man. The man stood right behind him. Jacob bumped into him and stumbled backwards and said, "Bull, man, are you alright?" Those were the last words of Jacob Myers. And the last thing he saw was a bloody-faced monster and a trash can lid slamming down on him, hard and fast, over and over and over again. Drip swayed above the body of the man who was juked in the toilet, eyes squeezed shut, blood dripping from his chin. And the man's heartbeats seemed to keep time with his heartbeat. He dropped the trash can lid, and it hit the dead man's torso and slid to the floor. The drifter swooned again and grabbed the stall door to steady himself. A violent shake hit him, and he almost fell again. He stared, looking at the door, almost waiting for something to happen. And the door flew open. A short, skinny, bald guy walked in saying, "Jake, they're calling you." And before he could finish his sentence, the short guy stopped just inside the door and stared at the drifter with widened eyes. It was as if the click of the door was the switch in his head, and the drifter sprung from the spot and stole the door. Arms out, he went after the short guy, and with his large hands round his neck, he drove him into the drywall head first. The crash and snap of his neck when his head made contact with a 2x4 stud was loud enough to make the customers near the bathroom look up. The drifter let the body fall and reached out for the door handle. He creaked it open and peeked out. The hustle and bustle was loud. At his ankle, he couldn't see much. He opened it all the way and stepped out. And that is part 5 of our story. Tune in for part 6 as we continue to tell the tale of Jack the Pumpkin King.